Welcome, ladies, non-binaries, and gentlemen, to Reviews Regarding Rail and Restaurants, episode 8 out of 5, and I'm on the Red Line to South Station. I'm going to do something I've never done before today, and that is to go to Rhode Island. Harvard Curve. Right now you're listening to the Harvard Curve. And here is the abandoned platform. We seem to have picked up a little bit of speed approaching Central. And look who's here, it's the CRRC. New and crappy, the CRRC 1900, that is number 1902. There it goes. This train's got the loudest door chime I've ever heard. Approaching the best part. This is the least crowded I've ever seen Park Street Station. I mean, it is 11:30 on a Saturday. But you will never see Park Street this empty. The Red Line portion of South Station is also known as South Station Under. But what it is under does not refer to the railroad station at street level. Instead, it was a stop on the Atlantic Avenue Elevated, which is formerly the Orange Line. Let me go over to it. Yeah, they got a picture of it here. The Atlantic Avenue Elevated was torn down for wartime scrap in 1942, after being closed in 1938 for low ridership. They never could figure out what service patterns to actually run on it, because it was an annoying reverse branch. But, excuse me, may I use this map? Thank you. But the original Orange Line, as it opened in 1901, went from Dudley up Washington Street. This part of the tunnel was only built in 1908, so in 1901, it went from Dudley, went into the Green Line Tunnel, and then out through Charlestown to Old Sullivan. And there was also a branch of the Elevated from the tower around here that went up Atlantic Avenue, South Station, Rose Wharf, Atlantic, Battery Street, and North Station, with various configurations of shuttle platforms over the years. The northern part of the Orange Line was torn down in 1975 and replaced with the Haymarket North Extension along the commuter rail right-of-way. And the southern part was all replaced with the Southwest Corridor in 1987.
Train arrives in 3 minutes.
But Tufts Medical Center...
Ashmont train arrives in 11 minutes.
Tufts Medical Center, that actually finished the shell of the station in 1967 and just sat there for 20 years before they...
Attention passengers, bicycles are not allowed at any time on the MBBA on Sunday, March 17, due to the anticipated crowds.
The Silver Line, though it is painted as a line on the map, it is not a real line. It is a bus with a long history of institutional racism, because originally they replaced the Washington Street Elevated with the 49 bus. And in 2002, they promised a service that was equal or better to the L, and they replaced the bus with a bus. The SL4 is actually still known internally as the 749 bus. Meanwhile, the other half of the Silver Line, this is a very slow underground bus that should have been light rail. They never got around to connecting these two halves because it would have cost billions and billions of dollars and not helped anyone, because nobody from Roxbury actually wants to go to Seaport. The MBTA does not actually officially consider the Silver Line a subway line anymore, despite showing it as such on the map. The map is the only place where the Silver Line is ever treated as a subway line. On the T's website, it's a bus. In the Beginner's Guide to the Subway, it's a bus. I suppose South Station Under retroactively refers to the Silver Line bus platforms above the Red Line. Screw you, bus. Providence via Ruggles is what I'll be taking. The station used to have a lot more natural light until they built the bus terminal. I would like a commuter rail weekend pass, please.
$10.
Thank you very much. Here it is, ladies and non-binaries and gentlemen. Cheapest way to Rhode Island. That's the lakeshore. And away we go.
Back Bay Station, Back Bay Station. I bet people will start something. No, but like this was during the summer.
Helvetica Condensed and Helvetica Bold. MassDOT locomotive sighted. Fun fact, Route 128 is the only Amtrak station with a number in it. Oh wait, except for Philly 30th Street. I don't know who first said that fun fact, but they were wrong.
Next stop is Canyon Junction. Next stop is Canyon Junction. Please make sure you exit where you see a staff member. Make sure you exit where you see a staff member.
Now arriving at apocalyptic massive footbridges.
Next stop is Sharon. Next stop is Sharon. Once again, please exit where you see a staff member. Only exit where you see a staff member.
We are tilting quite a lot, ladies, non-binaries, and gentlemen, and I would like to draw your attention to the bridge we are over. This is the Canton Viaduct. It's one of the oldest bridges in America. Built in the 1830s as part of the original Boston and Providence. It's a very cool bridge of a unique design. It was inspired by the fortifications of the Greek island of Rhodes, which are 800 BC, mostly still standing. It's a giant wall, and Discovery Channel said that if humanity were to disappear today, the Canton Viaduct would be the last structure in eastern Massachusetts left standing. It's got several centuries. Another interesting thing about the Canton Viaduct is that it has the Fibonacci number in it. There are 21 arches, and the street underneath it goes through the 8th arch from one side and the 13th arch from the other side. Mansfield's where the Amtrak goes fastest. And we have gone triple track. And that's a siding. And 4 track as we enter Attleboro. To the right, an old signal box, which would have once guarded the interlocking.
station stop is now going
Front cars up there. Here we are, ladies, non-binaries and gentlemen, we've arrived at Providence. Here's the interior of Providence Station. And that looks like the Rhode Island State House. It's a race, and the Amtrak is leaving first. The MBTA is about to leave. Right now you're looking at the curve shot. The MBTA is preparing to leave. Scheduled to leave about now. And it's the Acela. The Acela has beaten the MBTA, which is currently 3 minutes behind schedule to depart Providence. And there goes the MBTA. Delicious. Diesel under wire. The reason for this is because it's Amtrak's wires. And the MBTA is reluctant to get some electric locomotives for only the Providence line when the rest of the lines use diesel. Because they're lazy. Anyways, from Providence Station, Chelsea's given me a list of recommendations. First up is lunch, the R part of RRR&R. Having already done the R of RRR&R, it's now time for the and R. And this appears to be a canal, hence the name Canal Street. Yay, a plaque of history. I love bridges with history on them. And maps. No, they took away the history on this one. A tragedy. Lunch can wait. It appears I found the East Side Trolley Tunnel. Hello. Ooh, that's a nice little building. After accidentally paying $2 cash for a 1-minute bus ride, I frantically tried to set up the Wave app before I get on this bus and being confused, I think. Alright, this should be it. Here it is. Chelsea speaks very highly of this place, and if I don't like it, I'll be banned from Rhode Island.
That was a Coke, right? Yeah.
Menu shocked, menu shocked. Right now you're looking at the menu shocked. It actually repeats the same two things. Service here was almost immediate. No sooner had I placed my order than I had it. It is recommended to get your hot wieners all the way, cheese fries, and coffee milk. And that was Olneyville's New York system. The national dish of Rhode Island was a lot more filling than it appeared at first glance. I absolutely loved the coffee milk, though I think the hot wiener all the way had slightly too much onion. In terms of price, I spent more on transit that day than on food. Ladies, non-binaries, and gentlemen, High A is a legitimate tier.
Hi, I'm Chelsea and I approve of this message.
The 27 bus has been extremely delayed and has just disappeared entirely from the map. The 19 should arrive soon. Finally here, ladies, non-binaries, and gentlemen. I put a poll in several servers about how to get from Providence to Boston, with the two options being taking advantage of my $10 commuter rail day pass, or springing $19 for an Amtrak ride, but video game musicians facetiously suggested I charter a private plane. The Miles in Transit server was the only one with helpful results, strongly recommending the commuter rail. However, at Chelsea's suggestion, I decided to do a slightly different commuter rail and visit Rhode Island's newest station, Pawtucket/Central Falls. The commuter rail is said to be there at 3:56, hopefully it'll be late, because the driver said this bus will get to the station at 3:53. But what's reviews regarding rail and restaurants without some tight transfers, eh? This is a very tense race, ladies, non-binaries, and gentlemen. If I missed this commuter rail, I would be marooned for 2 hours in Pawtucket, Rhode Island, and I was seriously worried. It's over, ladies, non-binaries, and gentlemen. According to Pantograph, the train's overtaken us, because the bus is also behind schedule. But luck struck.
Well, you look like you need someone to buy you a bit of time.
Wow, a celebrity. It's Samtrack Aaron. By the Triforce, I can hardly believe it.
I'll hold it back for you.
We may be so back, ladies, non-binaries, and gentlemen. It seems that the commuter rail has been blocked by an Amtrak to overtake it. The train is pulling in. Will I make this clutch victory? will be the most clutch victory in the history of reviews regarding rail and restaurants. Alright, thank you. Go, 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 go! Train! Train! And I'm on it. Looks like I'm on it. Most clutch victory in the history of this series. I was saved by Amtrak. And that is what I call a supreme victory. That roof has seen better days. Canton Viaduct. It is said that the Tsar of Russia was so impressed by the Canton Viaduct that he ordered 2 copies to be built on the Moscow to St. Petersburg Railway.
approaching. Please remain behind yellow line. Train approaching. Please remain behind yellow line.
Here is an old map, ladies and non-binaries and gentlemen. So my journey today, I've taken the red line to South Station, then I went down to Providence, then I took the bus to Pawtucket, up to Ruggles. Now my plan is to take the approaching Needham line back down to Forest Hills. I believe I may see its headlight over there. The northern half of Ruggles' platform is, they just kind of abandoned it a while ago. Here I am. I'm about to take the orange line. I'll get in the way back, I think. Ah, we're finally going. As soon as the other train arrives.
Next stop, Green Street. Doors will open on the left.
There's the commuter rail platform of Forest Hills. You know what? I'm getting off at Green Street. I just feel like it. Least used stop on the orange line, I believe. And also, it's funny how the orange signs say green. Maximum foamery. And now, what else is left but board the orange line again? Presenting, ladies and non-binaries and gentlemen, the world's worst cab window view through a very tiny hole in the curtain. Will it focus?
Approaching Roxbury Crossing. Doors will open on the left. Change here for bus connections.
It's abstract performance art cinematography or something.
Massachusetts Avenue. Doors will open on the left. Approaching Massachusetts Avenue. Doors will open on the left. Change here for bus connections. Approaching Downtown Crossing. Doors will open on the right. Change here for the Red Line, SL5, and bus connections.
I've made a silly decision. I'm getting off at North Station to try to make the Fitchburg line in 3 minutes.
Why are we taking the orange line? Why are we taking...
Having missed the Fitchburg, I'm left with no choice but to walk to Charles MGH. That's the logical thing to do, right? Is there an event going on? Well, enough of that. Anyways, here's a historic building. This is the last tenement left standing when they demolished the West End. The West End used to be a neighborhood just like the North End and Beacon Hill, but in the 60s it was completely destroyed. And this is all that left standing. It was rumored the mafia had something to do with it. This is not the steepest grade of tracks on the MBTA subway. That was just a journalist spreading misinformation on the internet 20 years ago. The actual steepest grade of tracks on the T is Warren Hill on the B branch. Is there anything more Bostonian, ladies, non-binaries and gentlemen, than the red line going across the Longfellow Bridge at sunset? There is a highway in the way. Screw you, Starro Drive. You're the worst road ever. Hey, you're supposed to drive the train faster than those cars if you're alongside the cars. Otherwise, the cars will think the train is slower than them. Building trivia. The John Hancock Tower looks like a PlayStation 4. And over there, the State Street building looks like a PlayStation 5. That is a bit more like how fast the train should be going right now. And ladies, non-binaries and gentlemen, I seem to have walked to Kendall instead of Charles. The outbound side has a very fancy new head house, and the inbound side is under construction. Kendall is my favorite piece of art, actually objectively the best piece of art on the T. It's the Kendall Band, set of musical instruments. There used to be 3 parts, but now the only one left is a set of bells controlled by a lever. sets off my ADHD.
Attention passengers, the next red line train to Rhode is now arriving.
As you can see, ladies and non-binaries and gentlemen, each pendulum is a different length, and that affects the timing of it. This is the light rail crossing the slow zone, bringing the smell of the urine and ozone. 40-year-old tracks buckle beneath their wheels with the skull-piercing screeching of the steel on steel. Be sure to absolutely smash like, subscribe, and bell buttons, or this train will crash. Thank you for watching, ladies and non-binaries and gentlemen. This has been Reviews Regarding Rail and Restaurants, episode 8 out of 5. The end.